going to tell you and show you props and artifacts that were brought with the East Indians when they came to Guyana. And they came after the emancipated Africans left the sugar estates and went to their villages. Okay? So, boys and girls, I want to first read a story of East Indian and how they were brought to the Caribbean, to Guyana, to Trinidad, right? And the sufferings that they went through. But I don't want to deal with that. I want to deal more with the joy and the peace and the determination that they left us. They worked very, very hard to create an environment where we can benefit from. And there are lots of East Indian storytellers and poets, and those that come to mind is like Peter Jailal, M.R. Munar, and a few others. And as we go along, we will. But I'm gonna bend my head down so you can take a look at the little art work at the back and the little Indian decoration. You know, and this was a sculpture that I did for a competition to mark the Indian arrival in Guyana. I did not win, but it's still a piece of work. And boys and girls, sometimes we find ourselves doing things not because we expect a reward for it, but rather we do it because we are inspired and ignited, and we have great joy and peace doing it. And that's the main purpose. Now, when the East Indians came, they came a little different from the Africans. They had a little bit more privilege than the Africans. But nevertheless, they went through a lot of sufferations. That means suffering, right? A lot of sufferations, but they endured. And one of the things that they were allowed to bring with them, and when they left India and came to Guyana and Trinidad, mainly, they were given a pot, a special kind of dal pot. Okay, can you see? I have to lift it up. Good. Right? They were given a dal pot. Now this was different from the African iron pot that was first. In India, they used this to cook the dal. Alright, so when the East Indians, when the colonial masters was encouraging the East Indians to come to Guyana, they gave them, well, you say, come to Guyana and you're going to get a dal pot, and you're going to get food, and you're going to get so many wonderful, nice things. But this here is the dal pot. Right? Let me ask my wife again, what it called? Mern, what it called? A gora pot. Yes, I just learned that this morning. And I married my wife for 32 years. Wow. Ah. And yeah, a gora pot. Right? Good. So it has three things on its day. So when the East Indian came, they were given a pot. Right? And that made many of them want to come, because in India, to get a pot like this was very, very expensive. You had to spend enough rupees. Now rupees are the Indian equivalent to money. Just like how in the US, you've got the US dollar. In Guyana, you've got the Guyana dollar. In India, they call it the rupee. And they were given this. It's made out of cast iron, and instead of lying flat like the other set of pots, it had three little prongs at the bottom to make it stand, and they will put it on. Now when the East Indians came, they got the dal pot. right? Then they get some ration. Okay, and the ration was like 2 ounces of dal, half a pint of rice, that kind of thing. So when they came, they weren't they weren't given the royal treatment. They suffered also, but in a different way from our African brothers and sisters. So the dal pot, and then you have the ladle for the dal, and then you've got something to chunky the dal, right? You boil the dal, and then you get this, and you pour a little oil in it, garlic, and a little seasoning, okay? And then you put it on the fire, and when it starts to you just throw it in the dal pot, and you go, and then you take, woo! Check this out, and you put it on your dal in the morning, dal in the afternoon, dal, and it would soften the dal, like how our blender would blend, blend things from, into a powdery and liquidy form. This, yes, would do just that. All right, so that was for the dal pot. Now, because with the Africans, Guyana got cooked up. In India, one of the main staples was roti. Yes, roti. So when the East Indians came to Guyana, they were given flour also to make the roti. And early in the morning, you'd find them before the men go to the cane field. So you have, see this? And this is the belna. And they would do the roti and roll the roti. And this is what they used to cook or to make the roti, and then they would put it on a tower. And then you'll get roti, you'll get the paratha roti, right? And then you'll get the sada roti. Now the sada roti was thicker, okay? Whereas the paratha roti, you had to put oil. So when the East Indians got paid, they would buy oil, but sometimes the oil don't last for the entire week. So they would do the roti with the oil, and you get paratha roti. And when they run out of the oil, you would get sada roti. The sada roti you didn't have to put oil with that. That was just rolled and put on the tower on top of the fireside. Now the fireside too big for me to bring it in the house to show you, but I am certain that you have seen pictures of a fireside. And then they're going to put the sada roti in the thing and get it good. When you're done, dal and roti. Who like dal and roti? And this here, this is not like the plate that you have now in your homes. This here was made out of tin, coated with a special kind of surface coating called enamel. And the indentured servants, when they came, apart from getting the pot, they got a plate and a cup to start their life with. Now, boys and girls, note, each family got one plate and one cup. Now let's say you've got mommy, you've got daddy, and you've got a little child. So, regardless, nowadays you would get one plate for each person. But there and then, it was just one plate for the whole family. So they had to take turns to eat.